not giving you anything.
Give me your phone.
Enough of that.
Give me, call them all. Call the embassy right now. Give me your phone. Get the phone from him.
This is starting to get incredibly ugly, and I'm not just talking about Angela's personality. As Michael gets verbally abused by Angela and physically intimidated by multiple men, it's no wonder that this toxic relationship has taken such a huge mental toll on him.
Sometimes mentally, physically, I get shut down, but I just don't tell you. Like, I get depressed.
So we left Angela and Michael in the middle of a fight over Michael's phone, as Angela was going through the group chat that she was suspicious was full of scammers. Michael had lunged to grab his phone back, and now both hotel security and the show producers have got involved and are trying to prevent him from keeping hold of his own phone.
Give me the phone.
I'm not giving you anything.
Give me your phone.
Enough of that.
Give me, call them all. Call the embassy right now. Give me your phone. Get the phone from him.
Call the embassy? Is Angela serious? Does she understand that an embassy isn't just like a police service? It's not 911. Angela's screaming her lungs out, right? Her tobacco-filled, tar-filled lungs. She's crying out for security to get Michael's phone back for her. But eventually, even she realises that she's gone too far. She seems to have a moment of clarity. She comes to her senses, and she then starts telling security to just stop.
Wait, let him go! He's my husband, still move!
I'm coming. Give her the phone. Give her the phone.
All right, Michael, calm down. Everything's okay.
Honestly, are you serious, Angela? This isn't normal behaviour. Seriously, seconds ago, she was absolutely fine for hotel staff to pin Michael down, practically assault the guy. So no, everything's not okay. He angrily, reluctantly hands over his phone, but this has all got too much for him. He can't stick around any longer. He packs his bags and storms off.
Let her pull it. I don't care. Enough is enough. I'm a person that I hardly get angry, but when I get angry, that's it. I know what she has done. Enough is enough, please.
Michael says that he's done with constantly being treated as if he's done something wrong. He's sick of his wife treating him like he's only in this marriage for a visa. Now, whether or not that's true, good for Michael for finally having some self-respect. I'm done with this, he says. Enough is enough. That's it. No more. And with that, he vanishes. He disappears. He takes off, and Angela has no clue where he's gone. In fact, when we join her the next day, she seems to be in quite a reflective, almost panicky mood.
All the proof is right there in front of me that my husband's been scamming me this whole time. Michael gave me his phone back, and poof, he was gone. I mean, gone. He's never done that before.
Here's the thing with Angela, right? She claims that she has proof that Michael's a scammer. But, as we saw before the fight escalated, her proof is pretty darn questionable. In fact, in the brief moments that she actually let Michael speak, the guy had reasonable explanations for everything. Like, she mistook a Wi-Fi dongle for drugs. Sorry, but I don't trust a word that Angela's saying. She's definitely not the most trustworthy source. But as evening approaches, the self-respect that I was just commending Michael for having seems to disappear. He returns to Angela's hotel room, tail between his legs, desperate to talk to her.
Yes, Angie.
I can't lie, there's something so sad, so pathetic about Michael knocking and begging to be let into his own hotel room. It's happened multiple times now, and what makes this worse is each time it seems to happen, Michael's the one who's been wronged. Michael is the victim here. But knock he does. And when Angela eventually lets him in, this time, the scare that she's just faced, the experience of Michael being away from her for 24 hours, totally off-grid, seems to have knocked some sense into her.
I think I'm so tired, I'm ready to hear you out, Michael. So why were you on this group? You know, whether it's innocent or not, It makes you look bad.
Why has it taken all of this for Angela to finally calm down? Why couldn't she have approached it? Why couldn't she have questioned Michael in the manner, in the tone that she now is? Michael just explains again and again that this group chat that she jumped to the conclusion was a group chat for scammers isn't like that at all. We just share information about the visa process. We all try and learn from one another's experiences, he tells her. I'm doing it for us, Angie. I want to learn so that we can be together as quickly as possible, Michael tries to reassure her. And he again reiterates that this isn't about money.
Well, what about the picture of the money?
Really, Angela, you're bringing this up again? Michael explained this to you last night. You even claimed that you remembered, but let's go through it again for you. That package, the package in the photo, it isn't drugs, it's not money, it's a darn Wi-Fi dongle. Michael explains to her again that he forgot his Wi-Fi, so he had to pay someone to package it up for him and send it from Nigeria to the Ivory Coast where they currently are. Yeah, the money that she speaks of is what he sent the man to cover his expenses to pay for the postage. Yet, remarkably, even after Michael explains himself again, even after Angela accepts the explanation, she still blames him.
You see how simple that was? You could have said, look, I think you just don't tell me what's happening, and I assume because all the shady you've done in the past, Michael.
I know.
Unbelievable. Honestly, it's unbelievable. She's still there acting like he's the one in the wrong. And you know what the kicker is for me? It's not the fact that Michael actually told her this yesterday. No. Just ignore that for a second. It's the fact that she literally questions him about the $8,000 that he spent. $8,000? She asked. How did you afford to pay that? The idea, the logic, the thought that it could be 8,000 naira, Nigerian currency, the equivalent of about $5, seemed beyond her intellectual capacity to understand. But at long last, she's actually listened to Michael. There's a perfectly reasonable explanation. So while you're explaining things, Michael, Angela asks, how do you explain the photo of the lady in your group chat? The photo that said, this woman needs a husband.
I think that was a joke, but it's an expensive joke. You know, if I was online then, I would have erased it because I don't like it as well.
Sure, Michael, sure, you didn't like it, come on. We all know it made you chuckle, come on. Yeah, Michael has no control over what someone else posts in the group, but I'm not buying his stance that he would have erased it. He didn't erase it. Don't forget, he is the admin after all. But surprisingly, even this seems to finally meet Angela's approval. She accepts Michael's reasoning. She doesn't seem to have any energy left to fight about anything. Even the life insurance posts that yesterday had her convinced her husband was trying to murder her.
Is this bitch planning on killing me?
I have no idea about that.
It was there. You Googled it.
I didn't. Probably it's an advert.
I went through some of your phone.
I've never done insurance before.
Michael simultaneously denies the life insurance stuff, but also somehow kind of admits to it. He says he's never done insurance before, but he also apologises to Angela for the fact life insurance was in his search history. Like, something doesn't quite add up here. Maybe he's just not expressing himself correctly. But somehow, miraculously, Angela just doesn't even pull him up on it. She just lets it be. She accepts what he says. And she ends the conversation. She ends this fight. She's willing to draw a line under everything with one final warning. A reminder, if you will.
I'm a woman. I don't have balls. I have hormones.
I understand.
Women are different emotionally than men, Michael.
Now, there's definitely a few people that might take issue with that assertion, Angela. I think we have all questioned at times who has the balls in this relationship. But one thing is definitely clear. Yet again, her limited intellectual capacity is on show for the world to see. This is a woman who really seems to think men don't have hormones. It's basic high school biology, Angela. We all have hormones. In fact, male or female, our hormones do influence how we feel. And it's at this point that Michael actually opens up about how low, how depressed he's been feeling lately.
Sometimes mentally, physically, I get shut down, but I just don't tell you. Like, I get depressed.
Michael's confession seems to shock Angela. She tells him he's supposed to tell her these sorts of things. But is it really any surprise that he hasn't? The guy barely gets given any opportunity to speak. Now, Michael goes on to say that a lot of the guys in that group chat have actually experienced depression because, he says, the whole visa process is so lengthy, it's so stressful for them all. This entire thing, he says, has been incredibly isolating for me. It's really taken its toll.
And I am tired of being alone. I'm always at home. I don't go anywhere.
Yeah, that does kind of check out. Like, don't forget, we do all remember, we have seen firsthand how Angela has banned Michael from seeing his own friends. She's banned the guy from having a social media presence. It's no real wonder that he feels alone. He's turned to this WhatsApp group as a community, as an online support system. It's a bunch of men all in the same position, all waiting to hear about their futures. But sadly, once again, even after hearing this, Angela still somehow manages to make this all about herself.
I appreciate you telling me that because I didn't know you felt lonely for me. You never tell me. That's why I feel so, not loved.
Of course I do. You know that.
Michael's literally just told her that he feels depressed, and her response is, well, you made me feel unloved. Wow. And you wonder why he doesn't open up more, Angela. Like, the very first time the guy is actually candid and open about his emotions, she can't even give him more than 5 seconds to express himself. She immediately wants the limelight all to herself, and she just shows once again how cold she really is.
It's nice to hear he's been lonely in Nigeria without me, but on the other hand, I've been just as lonely, but I ain't went to these group chats. He forgets again, we're in this together.
That statement, Angela saying it's nice to hear that he's been lonely in Nigeria without me, might just be the most self-centered thing that Angela has ever said. Her husband is crying out for help, and she seems incapable of any empathy. She's made it all about her. It's crystal clear. I mean, we've all known it anyway, but it's crystal clear that she really doesn't care how Michael feels. Whether he's lonely or not, whether he's depressed or not, all she's interested in is trying to take the moral high ground.
Well, I ain't made a decision. I'm not holding your head, but you can sleep in the bed tonight. I just want to believe 100% what he's saying to me right now because I love him.
So even after this surprisingly constructive conversation between them, and yeah, it's not often that we get to say that, Michael still isn't out of the doghouse yet, but he has managed to get an invite back into Angela's bed. I don't know if that's cause for celebration, or if that's the worst punishment of all.